oh, this is not gonna go well. Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Joey Matterhorn channel. My name is Cody. I am joined by Jordan here. And how are you doing today, my dude?
I'm doing pretty well. It's a
Heck
Monday.
yeah.
It's a Monday.
I like that color on you. I just want to
I
say, I
went
don't
and
think
I
I've seen you in very many pink like things, but on top of pink like a button up, like you look snazzy.
thanks. I got this entire get up to go golfing one time. Like golf shorts, shirt, I was like look the part.
One time.
Gotta look like I know how to golf for the one time I go golfing.
All right. Well, let me get a message out here. Let me invite the chat. Let me get the links out while we do all of this.
I think it
I
makes my
will
face
say,
like look at like my face is like almost as pink as like everything else. And that's partially because I just get so hot so quickly under the ring light. Um,
yeah.
I'm sure that's a
Well,
big
it's
part
like
of
all of a
it.
sudden you're being filmed, you know?
Nah, I don't care about that.
All right. The Joey Matterhorn channel. And today, Jordan, do you want to intro our topic? Do you want to let the good people know what we're going to be chatting about?
Yeah. Today we are planning on talking about something that I have no experience with personally, but Cody's got a little bit of experience, so it's going to be a good little back and forth of me being able to learn from him about it, about his experiences with them. Trade shows,
Trade
being
shows.
really any type of trade show. Like I know Cody's experiences with mostly affiliate. I know you've done a little bit like the most recent one you did was more like SEO based, not necessarily affiliate based.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just kind of like any type of trade shows that you can get out to and go to, and just all things about them. And I get to learn with
Yeah.
the audience.
I think trade shows and conferences are like just in general awesome opportunities. Um Humans in general, like we're community based beings. We like being in groups with other people. And so going out and being able to interact with a bunch of people who are in the same industry as you is really really big, and I think really really helpful. So I personally, I've had the opportunity to go to some affiliate based conferences and trade shows, and then I've also had the chance to go to some SEO agency and just regular marketing based um, conferences. And I will say they're very different, but they're all kind of industry specific. And I do think, like, I mean, hell, man, going to Renaissance Fair is almost like going to a trade show.
I
You're
kind
just
of
with a
had
bunch of
that
people
thought
all dressed
when
up.
I was sitting here saying like any kind, like my brain went through like I bet Cody's gonna tie this to Ren Fair or
Well,
something.
I mean, you got to talk about a conference trade show. It's like a bunch of people are getting together who are all kind of in the same industry. They're sharing an interest.
The
Like that's why you have
Ren
anime
Ren
conventions and stuff like that.
Ren
It's people
Fair
who share an interest.
is basically just a convention, like but the booths are selling daggers and stones
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
daggers and stones and all of the witchcraft, which is, I mean, extremely cool. I spent this past weekend playing a lot of Magic the Gathering, and while playing Magic the Gathering, I did a lot of talking about Renaissance Fair because here in Michigan, Renaissance Fair season's almost upon us. I think it
Mhm.
starts first or second weekend of August.
You're the
Not
Ren
sure.
Fair guy, dude. Why are
I
you
was gonna say,
asking
are you gonna come this
me?
year? Are you gonna go?
I don't know. Maybe I might
Oh,
potentially.
I
I probably won't be doing like a whole get up or nothing, but I'll probably come out and just check it out. Ren
it
Fair
is
to me
it.
is something like I like it, but like it's not something that I think I would see myself doing every year. It'd be like every couple years I'd probably go out to it. But
Yeah. And I think that's a pretty normal like convention mindset. A lot of people will do like the yearly conventions every year, but a lot of people will also do one every other year, or they'll pick some out for specific reasons.
yeah,
So, like for example, this last year I went to Contact.io in October, and we'd been to Contact.io. It's for anyone who doesn't know, Contact.io is a convention for SEO and agencies, basically small business marketing. Think of it like Google Business Profile Optimization, working with Google, figuring out basically how all of these small business things function. And you get in with a bunch of these small business agencies, and you take a lot of courses. This is a lot different than a trade show because we're able to go into a convention. You're talking to a lot of different people, and you're going to a lot of different talks on a lot of different topics. So in this particular Contact.io, there were like the layout of the event was we show up, we sign up, we go to a big like breakfast hall meeting room, and we have this initial run. Like someone gives their talks while we're kind of all eating. They give you like a big breakdown. And this was like people from Google were talking to us, people from Bing were talking to us. Like this was the high profile people. After that initial like conversation, it would be a big like intro topic for the day of like how is AI affecting content creation for small businesses, things like that. How is Google ranking small businesses? How is Perplexity, the new AI search platform, going to be serving ads of small businesses in the future? A lot of really interesting nuances. Ooh.
What was your favorite part? Bless you, bless you, bless you. Good muting on that. Good job.
Yeah, I got a quick mute. I will say, so this is a brand new mic. I've enjoyed the like sound quality of it, but it has this button here that's really quick to press.
Yeah,
Uh,
nice.
but
Mine wasn't so far all the way up here. I can do the same. What was your favorite part? Like, so you listed off kind of like all the different aspects of it. Did
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
a favorite part?
So the part of Contact.io that I really liked, honestly, was the classroom sessions. So after we had that initial talk, there were four different like classrooms, quote unquote, that they opened up to you, and there was a different speaker and topic in each. And so we were able to basically go into a much more structured, hey, these are 20 people listening to a speaker. That speaker has like an assistant who's helping them out. They go through like a presentation, and you're kind of like literally in college. Like it reminded me of being back in the classroom. Raise your
Mhm.
hand, ask a question, have a discussion with the guy up front. But it was a lot more of a lot. I mean, where it diverged from being like a professional or like a college dorm classroom or whatever was the professional aspect of, hey, so I'm a professional, I work in this industry, this is what I do, what do you have to say about that? And then the person giving the presentation would answer, they would give you a rebuttal, they would give you some insight. And then someone else who is in that classroom, they are also an agency owner, they're doing the exact same thing, maybe they're in a different industry, but they're able to address and be like, okay, so you work with car washes, I work with lawyers, and this is my experience working with lawyers. So maybe that's not a direct translation to your car wash empire that you're building over here, but it really worked for us. Maybe that's valuable information. And so you are all marketing agencies. We're all in these classrooms together, but you're able to have this sense of like, hey, this is a question I have. Can you tell me more? They expand, someone else expands, someone else expands. And even better than that, after you have that like initial question and answer period, you finish up the session and you can walk up and talk to someone. Like that person who just gave that talk, I could walk up, shake their hand, and get some really like down to earth advice.
Yeah.
And I think that's
It,
probably the coolest aspect, like
you,
being
you
able to talk to these people.
you want to know what that reminds me of? It's
What
it's
is
a
that?
shame. It's a shame our owner doesn't watch these pods as closely as
Mm.
like, because I think he would really love me bringing up what I'm about to bring up.
Oh
But
no.
he tells a story about his time working at Ford. And
Mhm.
someone one time came in and they did this little presentation. They said, here's a
Oh.
paperclip. All right, go ahead and write down every use that you think you can get out of this paperclip. You got like a minute, 2 minutes, whatever, however much time you gave them. Then they all wrote down their uses. Most of them were kind of like the same uses and everything like that. Everybody's list like four, maybe five things long. And now he's like, all right, now everybody work together. Work with each other to figure out the different uses of your paperclip, and then come back with the list. And now the list, instead of being 5 items long, everybody had a list of 10, 15, 20 plus things you can do with a with a paperclip. And it's like, this is the power of brainstorming with a group of people that you wouldn't normally work with. If you can sit down with a
Mhm.
bunch of people, you can come up with 20 uses of a paperclip when in your brain you only thought there was 5.
Well, and it's the whole idea of like popcorning ideas off of each other. But I do want to address Sarah in chat mentioned that you're a little bit quiet today, Jordan. You want to check out your mic real quick? I will say you're a little bit silent for me.
Do I sound better now?
You sound a little bit better. We'll keep an eye on that chat for Sarah if you do want to come back and let us know how he's sounding. But also, Matt came in here. Trade shows are the best. Everyone there is 100% focused on making deals, whereas a conversation today, I might catch a person thinking about their kids at a summer camp, what cycle is their laundry on, etc. And I'm like, I'm right there with you, Matt. You go to a trade show, and this is one of the ones that I want to segue into because I'd love to talk about affiliate summits. I've had the opportunity to go to 4 or 5 different affiliate summit events. In those trade show floors where everyone has a different booth, everyone is kind of hawking their wares for lack of it feels like a bazaar. You're out there, everyone's trying to sell you something, but you go out there with an offer, you go out there with an idea, and it's a really, really great opportunity to make those deals. I will say 100%. I can have a call with you, and that call might go really great. But if I shake your hand on the floor of the trade show and you give me a business card, and then we laugh about the bar that's set up in the middle of the trade show, or that weird booth over there that's giving away, random chotskis that are super weird. Like, you create that special connection with someone,
You're,
and you talk through that business aspect. Like,
you,
okay, instead of like we should do business together, it's this is the business we're going to do together. Let me set this up. I'll get with this guy. You get that set up, and then we'll do this. And this is going to be the deal.
it, it
You're able to set up that whole deal right in
it builds
the floor.
it's a silly word to think about because like you hear the word emotion and you think you know something different than
Yeah.
what I'm saying here, but it builds an emotional connection between them. Like you get to know
Yeah.
the person on like a deeper level than you would through any of those other verticals or other ways of going about it. Like yeah, an email tells you a lot less about a person than a face-to-face conversation does.
Yeah, oh my goodness. It's well, you look at like the emails and it's like I can send you a great email, I can detail our product, but at the end of the day, how many emails have you seen? Like I can tell you right now, I get easily 20, 30, 40, 50 emails a day depending on the day. Like, and half of those are probably cold outreach emails trying to sell me something or upsell me something. And that's because my name's associated with an agency and I'm doing this out here. I will say I've 100% had people reach out and they're like, oh, I've seen you, blah, blah, blah. I've seen your name. You're associated with Good Rep. You're associated with this. Let me cold pitch you my services. And I'm like, this is great. I'm also over inundated with all of these offers. But if I go out to a show floor and I'm here and I'm spending my time, energy, and effort, I'm learning about these other businesses and I run into someone and they make that pitch to me. I mean, it's just like when they tell you when you were getting a job way back in like 2000, and I say way back, like that's not 20 years ago, but go shake the guy's hand, go into the business and drop off an
Yeah.
application. Not a realistic option these days because of the way the world works. But realistically, like 100%, are you going to get that? I shouldn't say it doesn't exist. If your first job, if you're 16, 17, 18, go walk into McDonald's with a resume and they're going to give you a job. Like most likely. Your fast food joints, that's what you still do. Meyer, I think, still does that. Would you
Yeah.
know?
Well, so like they they have like kiosks for you to sit down at a little computer and like
Mm,
and apply. So yeah, no,
see,
there is no like just walk into the manager at Meyer. Now, smaller like little like mall department store type things, like those
yeah.
type of places, those are like prime for like a young person to go in there and just drop off a resume or something.
Yeah. Well, even then, I feel like in Meyer, like if someone went into Meyer, even with the kiosk, and they went up to like a worker or customer service and were like, "Hey, I wanted to like put in my application. I did it at the kiosk already online, but I just wanted to like shake
Yeah.
a manager's hand.
Yeah.
Can I do that?"
So
They're gonna
literally,
let you,
so
right?
as I say that, I actually kind of have an experience. So I work a Friday gig right now,
Yeah.
and like there was a bit of time there where they were starting to look like, oh, maybe we don't have as much work for you to be able to do. And I was like, well, I still kind of need a little bit of extra income. So I basically live in a Meyer parking lot. Anybody listening outside of a couple like 4 states here in like Michigan, Indiana, the few states that Meyer's in.
Is Meyer
Meyer's
only
basically a
Midwest?
Walmart. Huh?
Is Meyer only Midwest?
Yes, yeah, and it's like a small portion of Midwest. I
Oh
like
my
I
goodness.
told a girl I know who lives in Pennsylvania. I was like, "Yeah, I work at Meyer." She's like, "What's that?" I was like, "That's crazy. That's crazy." I think it's in 4 states.
Michigan,
I think
Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky,
I
and
was gonna say in
Wisconsin.
Kentucky is like one store.
Meyer's making the branch out.
Yeah, like they're
Well,
trying to, but like yeah, it's most of the world or most of the country, most of the world for sure. Most of the country doesn't know what Meyer actually is, which is a
that's kind of
crazy thought to
fascinating.
me because Meyer is more my grocery store than Walmart, Kroger, or any of those other ones, you know. But that being said,
Yeah.
we also
Well,
don't get a oh, why am I drawing a blank on what it's called? There's like a grocery store as you go south that's like everywhere that I can't remember what it's called. It's funny. Like my mom's friend is someone
Kroger?
who's like any store I gotta go to. What's up?
Kroger?
No, 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 no. Kroger's here too.
We do
Um,
have some Krogers.
yes. I'll remember what it is at some point
It'll
and
hit you
say it.
later.
Yeah. Um, but anyway, going back to my story. So I was like, I might want to pick up like, 4 hours on a Saturday and Sunday at Meyer on the weekend and, call it good just as a little extra jingle. I went in there. I worked for Meyer for 5, 6 years. Publix. Thank you, Emily. Publix. That's the one I was thinking of. Um,
Oh,
yeah, Piggly Wiggly is also one though, Matt. Yeah, like Piggly Wiggly is one that we don't have out here as well. Publix is the one that I was thinking of though. Um,
okay, okay.
uh Anyway, sorry, I'm struggling with this story right now. Long story short, the store director at the store that I started working at in Big Rapids, about an hour north, I was in the Meyer that I basically live at, and he is now the store director here. And I was like, oh, fucking the score, you know? And I went up to him and I was like, hey, like, if I need a job, like, could I get one here? And he's like, yeah, dude, I got you. So, like, yeah, if you find like the store director, yeah, you could skip the application process, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I mean, even then, it's the idea of like go out there and put in that effort, but that's not always the energy that you can have when you're trying to get a job. For
Yeah.
example, if I'm trying to go into a marketing agency and be like, "Hey, will you give me a job?" Much less likely to work out, I think. But I mean, it's still definitely a possibility, still something that you can try and do, like, and it still can be valuable.
Uh,
Ugh.
Matt tells me, I think Matt's in northern Kentucky, I believe. He says he's got Publix Piggly Wiggly there. Matt, are you familiar with Meyer in Kentucky?
Is Matt in Kentucky?
I believe that's what his message. He just hit me with a message in Teams. Yeah.
Ooh.
Matt, we are up in Michigan. We're up in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, we're both in Grand Rapids. We get the lucky Meyer every like
Which
half a mile or something.
yeah, like we're lucky enough. We're in the birthplace of Meyer. We're 20 minutes south of like the first Meyer ever. The
Yeah.
one that I actually worked at on Kalamazoo and 28th Street is
Mhm.
actually the first Meyer to become like a department store, like a superstore. That'd be like this side is groceries, this side is like toys and home goods and stuff. It was actually the first department or the first store to ever do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it?
And I see. I always thought it was super funny. So I was born in Grand Rapids, but I grew up in Greenville, Michigan. And
Mm-hmm.
Greenville, Michigan is the first ever Meyer.
Yes.
And so I remember like going to school as a kid, and it was like they taught us this in like elementary school. It's like the first ever Meyer was here,
It's your
and I
history.
was
It's
like,
the biggest
what?
thing. It's the biggest thing.
It's literally the biggest thing ever. You're like, Meyer is everywhere. There's one in the two cities that I've been in. There's one in each. That's the biggest store ever.
Yeah.
So you have this like concept of Meyer being huge. And then I hear it 31 years old. It's only in 5 or 6 states. I'm like, oh wait, what?
Yeah. Yep.
Uh
We had so for a long time. Matt's saying that there's multiple in Kentucky now. Back when I worked up in Big Rapids at the Meyer, so this is like pre 2020. This is like around like 2018 or so, 2017.
mhm.
Um, in the break room there was a big map that was like Michigan and then like surrounding states around it, and it had dots where every single Meyer store was, and that's where like I got that mindset of like I think there's only one in Kentucky because at least then there was just like one dot in Kentucky, and I was like, hey, at least they're getting there, they're doing
At
something.
least at least they're working on it,
and
right?
and also, who's to say that that map in 2018 in my Big Rapid store, hey kitty, that map in my
Oh,
Big Rapid store isn't updated. You know, like there could have been 3 by the time I was seeing that map.
Yeah,
Look how
that's
respectable.
fair.
They're just letting the podcast go. They're just background.
Is he menacing? He is
A
just
little
over
bit.
I'm like
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at it
it's
now.
pretty menacing. Oh, here it comes.
No.
You,
Hi, buddy. For those on the pod, this is longtime guest Loki. Loki is a 5-year-old gray tabby. I have had him, well, for a couple of years now. My partner's cat before I came along, but he has grown quite attached to me. I will say, I very much am a cat person. You're a cat person, aren't you?
I like cats. I like dogs more than I like cats, but I like cats too.
Oh, okay, so would you say you're a dog person then, or
Yeah, yeah.
the way you said that, you like resignedly were like, yeah,
I love my cats. I would I would do anything for my cats, or at least my parents' cats, which I consider to be mine. Um,
yes,
that being said, like I love petting them, playing with them and stuff, but I get genuine joy when I'm around dogs. Like cats, like yeah, they're fun. I pet them and like I get a little bit of love from 'em, whatever. But then like a dog, like I'm excited. I want to play with the dog.
yeah.
Like I can give that dog a bunch of attention, and that dog loves my attention. Whereas a cat will be like, I like it until I don't. You know?
That's fair. And I feel like dogs just in general. My real worry with dogs is that they're a lot of energy and they're a lot of
They
effort.
are.
Like you
They
have to
definitely are.
put a lot in for a dog and you have to want to. Like take
Hmm.
care of your dogs, definitely take them on walks. If you're sitting there with a dog and you're not able to go on regular walks or you have to crate them all day, like I knew some people who had some big dogs and they worked away from home and they would have to crate their dog all night and then they
Hmm.
would crate their dog all day while they were gone at work. And it's like their dog was only out of the crate for an hour in the morning and then like a couple of hours when they got home. And that is so sad to
Yeah.
hear for a dog.
Yeah. Like I remember like I had to like I watched my friends' dogs for like a week while they were out of
Mhm.
state, and they were like, yeah, so like put them in the kennels, when you come, let them out, let them, like just let them outside, let them stretch their legs for about 10 minutes, whatever, 20 minutes, however long, and then put them back in and try and do that twice a day for me. And I was like, I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna hang out with those dogs for probably 2.5 hours, like
Yeah.
each time I come over.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
Well, and
I'm
it's
not letting these dogs spend like 20 plus hours a day for a week in a kennel. Like that's horrible.
Yeah, and I mean, it's difficult because I know there are people in situations that aren't conducive to taking care of a dog. And it really sucks because it's like you already have a dog. Do you give it up to a kennel? Do you give it up? Like, what do you do in that situation? That's not a great spot.
Right.
But it's like I feel like a lot of people jump into getting dogs a lot more than jump into like getting a cat. It's easier to take care of a cat. Cats are a lot easier. I When I leave on a vacation, I don't have to worry about cats. I just have to worry about someone checking litter boxes. And in all honesty, if I didn't want to have someone check litter boxes, I just buy
You broke up. Did you mute your mic? What's happening?
is not that big of an issue. But when you leave with a dog, oof,
Oh, and then like you
it is
stopped
that
talking, and then the
situation.
words were still going, but like your mouth wasn't moving. That's
Oh,
that
me.
whole little thing right there. That just threw me off.
Well, hopefully it's all right on like the actual recording,
Hopefully,
right?
hopefully, because it is not all right now.
Oh my goodness. I know we want to switch over to using OBS. We just need to take the time in getting actually all set up for like all the video captures and getting it live and then hoping it doesn't set our computers on fire. Like
Yeah,
that's my big worry.
we should.
Laptops catching fire is a big deal. Oh, and Sarah's even talking about it. I'm on some kind of weird delay here. Ugh, does not feel good. I'm just
Classic.
not gonna look at it. We're not looking at it
Classic.
today.
Yeah, we're just gonna ignore it, and maybe it'll go away. You're frozen. You're just hard frozen now.
Oof. I- I'm just hard frozen now.
Now you're all right.
What happened?
Oh, what happened?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I'll take it. Well, I know my internet's all good. I've got everything fine over here. But oh well. Anyways, getting back to the topic at hand, conventions and trade shows. Um,
Cody, what
there
trade
are
shows
a
have
bunch of
like
different types of
list every
conventions.
trade show you've been to for me really quick?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the main trade shows that I've been to are MozCon out in Seattle, which is an SEO based conference in Seattle, Washington. I went to that in 2018. That was my first ever like professional convention. And then I have been to Affiliate Summit East and Affiliate Summit West. Affiliate Summit East is in New York. Affiliate Summit West takes place in Vegas. I've been to two of each of those, I believe. And then I've been to Contact.io, which is another SEO marketing agency based conference, basically.
Did you have a favorite?
The affiliate summits were trade shows, which are people setting up a booth and you go to a bunch of different booths and a very large floor. Everything else was a convention, much more talk to people, take courses, take classes, master classes, and kind of networking.
Of the ones you listed, did you have a favorite?
So the stories from the affiliate summit are the best stories. Affiliate summit as an event, East and West, are just some of the craziest events that you can go to and experience.
And I
Uh,
will say those probably have a bit of an asterisk there too, because you weren't
they,
just there like you were there with a lot of peers, like when you went to those
yes.
ones.
So affiliate summit being a trade show was a lot different than the others. It was like a very, how do I put this? It was an affiliate based event. So it had to do with a lot of affiliates, and affiliates in general are kind of partiers. I don't know how else to say
So
that.
someone
They're
described, I
party
know I
people.
said this on the pod, someone once described affiliate marketers as a bunch of frat bros, and like I have not been
Yep.
able to unsee it.
Yeah, it is. They are 100% frat bros. And the thing is, so my very first affiliate summit event that I went to, I remember being really surprised because the show starts at like 9 or 10 a.m. You start getting ready and getting set up. And you go in and there's just a bar, like a big bar in the middle of this trade show floor. And it is the dominating like aspect of the whole floor. So you're going around and then you're going up to the bar. And this is where things happen is because you go and you like talk to people at a booth, and I was a booth boy for most of it. And so I sat at a booth and I talked to the movers and shakers who were walking around the room. I'm like, this is what our products are. This is our pitch. This is what we've got. This is what we're doing. And then the people are walking around, they walk up to a booth and they're like, I like this. Do you have who's the person that I talk to if I want more information? And I'm like, okay, so the person that you want to talk to is Joe. Joe's the owner, he's the big guy, and you know where he's at? He's sitting over there by the bar. And so then that guy who owns an agency, owns an affiliate software, owns a website that runs 10K traffic, whatever they are, whatever they've got, if I think that it's nice, I send them over to Joe. And then they go up to Joe, who's at the bar, and they have a couple of drinks, and they act like two dudes who, are at a bar. They're not talking business. They're not there like, oh, here's how we make this deal. They're very broad strokes. How'd you get here? How did you get to this chair that you're talking to me? That's the type of questions and conversations they're having. And so then Joe comes back over to me and he'll be like, I just talked to that guy. He's been in the affiliate industry for 25 years and he's run these 8 different websites. And he actually sold one of them to Microsoft in 2006 for blah, blah, blah. And now he's looking at doing this. And so now Joe comes to me with a character witness. He's like, hey, this guy, he seems legit. He seems like someone we could work with. I want you to pursue this deal. I want you to look at this. He has data and I want to buy it. He has traffic and I want him to run our offer. He has this and I want this. Or we have this and I want him to buy it. Go out and figure this out. And then it becomes my responsibility to mark that down and, follow up.
Yeah.
And so those events, like while you're doing all of that, that structure is crazy. Like that whole thing is absurd.
Yeah. You then now if you don't want to go name anybody, I get that, but do you have any real world examples of like anybody that you kind of had that experience with that has turned into like any type of long-standing deal that we've done with Joe? I know Joe's got some pretty big partners in like the texting space and stuff like that.
Yeah. So one of our And this segues into a nice little story. I won't give you all the gritty details. That will require you to schedule a 30-minute consultation with me. Drop that link real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah, I wasn't ready for it.
Boom. Come chat with me over at goodrep.media. I would love to talk about your small business, and I will also tell you all the gritty details of this amazing story. But we actually we worked with one of our partners at Addicted Affiliate. That was their name. His name Jeff Skeldum, great guy. And we actually met and we started doing some business together. We were basically operating his SMS platform for him. We were helping him with his SMS and basically working him up on a partner program. We started with really low volume and we were not doing a ton, but we had the opportunity when we had been with him for about a month to meet up at a trade show, Affiliate Summit East in I want to say it was like 2022, 2023, something like that. Um, but basically he was like, "Hey, we're going to be there. Why don't we meet up and have a chat?" I was like, "Great." And so this is what happens at a lot of these trade show events is usually you announce that you're going and you try to set up calls and conversations with your partners or with people who you've attempted to do business with, but it maybe it fallen through. But yeah, so we go into it with this idea of like, okay, let's meet up with Jeff and see what's going on. We meet up with him. We have an amazing conversation over about like 30 minutes over breakfast one day. And he's like, you know what? Holy crap. I've only been giving you the bottom of the barrel data to see what you could do with it, like intro. But now that I've like met you and I know who you are and I'm seeing what you're doing, because we were able to kind of walk him through like, hey, this is what we're doing with your data. This is what we've got. This is our game plan. This is how often we're hitting it. And he looked at it and he was like, oh, so you're doing like legitimate stuff here. And we're like, yeah, we're making you a lot of money on this. And we turned that bottom of the barrel data that he was giving us into some really great profits. And so he looked at that and was like, okay, I need to start giving you more. And so we actually segued that, 1 to 2 grand a month that we were making into 20, I think 20 to 30 grand a week at one point we were doing for him. Like we segued that one deal into a lot of money. Um, and that was really just building that relationship and building up that trust in a much more quick fashion. Now, he had other data providers, and this is the situation that you'll run into is we were his bottom of the barrel because he had 3 people above us who were taking that data before it hit us. And what we showed him is that we were doing more with that data that we were getting than those 3 people who were getting more data than us.
Hmm.
And so the only chance that we had of getting that more data was talking to him and showing him and convincing him.
Yeah.
And we could only do that in person because getting him on a phone call and kind of running through all those things. I mean, hell, how often do you get on a phone call and you get distracted by your phone or you get distracted by whatever because you're not in person? When I'm in person, I'm holding his attention. I'm able to, hold up Subway Surfers on my phone so I I keep eye contact. But yeah,
I'm gonna move us along here in our notes just a
yeah,
little bit here. I'm gonna combine. I'm gonna hit you with a couple part question here that's kind of combining a little bit of the segments we see here. Um,
let's do
these events they're like big parties almost, but they are
the
work.
affiliate zone
We
ones.
agree that they are work. You're out there
Yeah.
for work purposes. You're doing work. Tell me a little bit about the workflow, both before the event starts and then getting set at the event. Like what
Oh,
type of work goes into picking the events you go to, getting things ready, getting stuff together, and then once you get there, how does it go setting up your booth or setting up like where you're going to be?
yeah. So there's a lot that goes into planning for an event, and I think you've kind of noticed that a little bit here because we have been working with our company to get them set up for Affiliate Summit East, which is coming up, as well as Contact.io. Oh, look who's back. Hi, Bubba. Hopefully, he can settle down. Affiliate stuff gets him ramped,
It does.
but
It's all like that. Yeah. He's just interested. He's just trying to make a little bit of money online.
he's a really great salesman. I've been tempted to put him out there selling services on the streets here in the castle. I live in a castle here in Grand Rapids, so I have a bunch of units out here. Let them go roam the halls, building to building, door to door. But anyways,
Yeah.
for events,
Workflow.
I'm waiting for him to jump on me here. But
He's
for
going to. He's
events,
definitely going to. Oh, no, he's not.
settled. But yeah, before the events, you really, really need to figure out what you're going to be doing for the event. I guess, yeah, the perfect place to start is choose which events you're going to go to.
Mhm.
Uh, we are an affiliate company when I first started. So Affiliate Summit East and West were the events that the company had already went to. And so those were no brainers for us. We were obviously going to do Affiliate Summit East and West. Now, are we going to do any additionals? And so what research went into those? Honestly, we did some googling. It's a lot more of like Google who's going to be here, is one of our partners going to be here. Once you're established, we have a lot of different businesses that we work with, and the main questions that we have when we look at an event is, are any of our partners going to be there? If we have a partner who's going to be there, if we have someone who reaches out and is like, hey, we were looking at this event, are you going to go? Sure, maybe we'll go because you're going and we want to meet you. And we've definitely had events. I'm thinking of affiliate summits again, where we go to affiliate summit and we let our network of affiliates know, we let our people know, and then they join us. They're like, awesome, I want to go to Vegas for a fun weekend. I'm not going to buy an event ticket, but I'll be in Vegas the same weekend you are. Let's meet up. Let's get dinner. And so they don't go for the affiliate summit. They don't go for that event. They go because they want to go to Vegas and because we're there
Yeah.
and they can chat with us. And it's a really good opportunity to get some face-to-face time. And that, in those instances, we're the big fish, and they're the individual people who are like, I own a rent to own site. I own a credit repair site, like
Yeah.
one single site owner, one traffic source, those
And
types of
and I know I've seen Joe, our owner, on LinkedIn and stuff like that prior to events, asking, making a post, hey, who all's gonna be here? Like who wants to meet up and do this and that. And I'm sure that that's like a major way of determining like the value of each show.
Yeah. And I think the value of the show really comes down to, okay, are you going to meet people? Awesome. Is this a big event with a bunch of people? Do you have an offer? What's that offer? What are you going to be doing to monetize those people? So, for example, if we're going to get a booth at Affiliate Summit, which we are this year, what are we going to offer? What are we going to make money on? What is going to be of benefit to us? And I think a lot of what's going to be benefit to us is our software products. We have our own and operated offers, and we have a lot of opportunities to do business with people. So what we need more than anything else is people at our booth who know what we do and can segue that conversation into actual business. And I think that's where a lot of things fall off, is closing those deals and segueing them from the trade show relationship into actual business, because that's where a lot of things fall apart. But making
Something
sure it's
else
worth it. Oh,
Something
go
else
ahead.
that we can have at our booth that I think is really going to help us like excel and pop off is Matt's suggestion over here in the chat. We're gonna put Loki
Ooh.
in the booth, and we're gonna have a booth
Dude,
cast.
I would fly to Vegas with Loki and he would 100% get some sales. Like, imagine that. And the thing is, if we could get the affiliate summit people to agree to it, which I almost guarantee we couldn't. But if we could, it wouldn't be crazy.
Mm-mm.
Like, there was an
There'd be
affiliate
some
summit.
allergic to cats people pissed off walking up and down like they brought fucking cats
See,
here.
but the thing is, it's affiliate summit, so it's a very different vibe than what you're thinking. So, like, the very first affiliate summit that I ever went to, I had the opportunity to go to an after party. So I went up to one of the booths and I got a ticket because the booth was just handing them out. And it's like, hey, we rented out a mansion, an Airbnb mansion with like a pool and a bartender, and we're gonna throw a party. So show up, come here. And so I did. Our whole team did. We had a bunch of people show up. We were able to make some really good deals. It was an amazing party. They put on like a full like light show. There was a pool. There was a bar set up, food, cooks, everything. There was also multiple alligators, like straight up, just brought an alligator that they were carrying around with them. So yeah, like, if people are going to carry alligators around, and this is like a known thing at Affiliate Summit, I want it to be known. There is a guy at Affiliate Summit who's a known alligator wrangler out of Florida, and that's his whole like Affiliate Summit thing is, I wrangle alligators and traffic sources. Ha ha ha. It's on his business card. But if you can go to Affiliate Summit events and there's just alligators and no one bats an eye, like if I showed up with a cat, I can't imagine
Nobody's
people being
allergic to
upset.
alligators, Cody.
I mean, my what's the fear reset? My amygdala's allergic to alligators, man. The things are scary.
They're not that scary. They're scary in water. They're not scary in the
Yeah,
desert.
no, not as scary in the desert. I also thought, like, why the
Yeah,
hell do
why
you
the
have a
hell?
random
That
alligator?
was my very first thought. I was like, dude, that's got to be so dry, dude. That alligator probably hates.
Dude, I have no idea what was going on. That was the craziest. I don't know. Not my thing. I'm not an alligator guy. I wasn't the alligator
I'm
affiliate,
gonna.
so
How many alligators did he have? Two. I'm gonna show
I
him a
think it was
story.
only one.
I'm gonna
He
show
had
him
like
a
a.
story.
I want to be clear. It was like a
I'm gonna
baby
figure out how
alligator.
many alligators he's bringing, and I'm gonna bring one more than him.
Just
Yeah.
out alligator
Yeah,
the alligator guy.
people are gonna start coming to ASE for like the alligator shows just to see who brings more alligators. That's gonna be the main draw.
Well, and I mean, it's honestly, it's a good gimmick. It gets him some attention. It gets some people who are like interested in what he has to say
How
and stuff like
pissed
that.
would
Which
you
I mean,
be if you discovered something like that where it's like I bring alligators, people love it, and now my business is skyrocketing. Then all of a sudden some asshole shows up with two alligators and is like, "You're gonna have to do better, bro. You're just gonna have to do
see,
better."
I wouldn't want to be that guy. It's like, okay, did you ever have that guy when you were in college who showed up to parties with a parrot?
No.
No. So when I was at CMU, there was a guy who would show up to parties with a parrot, and
I
he
bet
was
it killed.
that guy.
I bet it killed.
It did, but also like it got to be kind of annoying.
Yeah, because the girls were talking to him and not you. like,
No,
I
I
bet it
was
was
with someone,
never.
so I
I
wasn't
bet it
worried
was
about that.
never annoying to him.
But it was like it was the only thing he did was bring the bird. Mind you, the bird was kind of a dick. Like the bird was not the nicest of parrots.
Bird
But
called him
also, like
fat.
if you're a parrot in a frat house that's constantly going to frat parties, you're probably not the nicest parrot. Like
That parrot could probably outdrink me.
that parrot drink me into the ground, man. God.
Uh,
But anyways, getting back to the actual conventions, to make it worthwhile, once you're there, you need to have a game plan. Decide on what you're going. And if you're trying to figure out you don't have partners, you're trying to make those initial connections. You can find some really good stats on attendees. You can go into ChatGPT and ask it to give you some reviews on different events and lead you down some of the different rabbit holes of research that you can do. The reason we ended up going to contact.io is because we did some research and found out it was a very nice event for SEO and small business agencies. And there was some really good pointed information at contact.io. It makes me hopeful that I can go and check them out again because, I mean,
yeah,
they
I
had
think
really good information. And I feel like I came away from the event better than I went in.
I would.
And that's one of the main reasons.
I think one of the ones that I would like to get out to most, and mostly not even because of reasons that I should want to, it's because of the vibe that it sounds like there is there. And I get it wouldn't be as fun without like the whole group like you had like when you
Mm.
kind of went out. But like the ASE West, or sorry, not ASE, ASW, like that one, like the Vegas summit just sounds like a good time. It just sounds
Well, and
like a
it
real
is, man.
party, and I'm like, I just kind of want to experience that one. So I think next time that comes around, if we're talking about getting good rep out there, I know I've been very like, nah, don't include me in these ones, don't include me in them. But I think for that next one, I would like to get out to that.
Yeah, and I mean there are some good opportunities. I know we actually at Good Rep we just had one of our developers move out west again, and so he is not in Vegas. He's in California, but he's
Pretty close.
close enough to Vegas to make the drive. So I was kind of talking to him about that. It's definitely something we want to do in the future, but it is like definitely get out to events. If nothing else, like it's a life experience. Going to those affiliate summits, going to MozCon, going to contact.io, like you get different things from them. So like out of the affiliate summits, I got a lot of sense of community. I got a lot of good information and people, contacts. I came away with that from affiliate summits with a lot of business cards, a lot of follow-up, a lot of opportunities to kind of promote and do business with a lot of different new people. And so that was really cool. Contact.io was a lot different because I didn't come away with business. I came away with knowledge. I went into Contact.io with the idea of I want to upskill myself. I want to learn more and I need to better understand where things are going. And that's what Contact.io accomplished for us. And so I think identifying what you want to accomplish, what your goals are, looking at your clients, looking at your target audience and figuring out where they're at, identify those two things, spend some time thinking on it, find some events. And then when you look at those events, figure out what you need. Are you going to rent a booth? Are you going to have a table where people are going to come up and talk to you that provides some legitimacy? Or are you going to go and just buy a pass and walk around and talk to these businesses and come up with, your elevator pitch when you walk up to them? And they're very, very different atmospheres. I mean, you've been here setting up for events. You've been putting together landing pages and stuff like that. Are you in our chats where we're like banners and menus and
Nope.
stuff?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Don't feel the need to add me to it either.
Well, and it's okay. So if you're gonna have a booth, what quiz, Jordan? If you're gonna have a booth at Affiliate Summit, what do you need for your booth? What do you think you need?
Am I a good rep booth or am I a?
Yeah, if we're gonna do a good rep booth at an event,
I'm okay. First of all, I'm gonna need a table. I'm gonna need some pieces of paper that are gonna have some things for people to fill out their PII so that I can contact them if they need to
sign
know.
up papers.
I'm
Hell
going
yeah.
to have some type of demonstration of the work that we have done, be that like a laptop there, to one of our websites or something. Maybe like a little pad of paper there that's got like some of our SEMrush data on some of like the success and like how we've done, so we can sit there and show people every bit of aspect of kind of how we go about doing it. And
Okay.
then some type of swag. You got to have some type of swag that's branded so that you can give it to them and be like, here you go. Here's a little shot glass. It's got Good Rep Media on it. Shot glasses are a great one, I think, especially at something like ASW,
Based on the vibes you're hearing.
where like, so I think different shows are different vibes. Again,
Yeah.
I haven't been
Yeah.
to them. I don't know, but based on how it sounds, I think shot glasses at ASW are getting used that night.
Mhm.
Like they might take that to the bar, like
They
from
walk up
100
to
yards
the
away.
bar.
Yeah, but like some type of swag for them to remember. And then so I'm trying to move over to like a backdrop, probably some type of banner and like just some type of backdrop behind you guys. I actually have worked shows before, just never affiliate
Yeah.
marketing ones. I did, like, as I talk about often, I worked at a bath manufacturer.
Mhm.
We worked a lot of like home shows and stuff like that. What we would have there is like we'd wheel in like 4 examples of like the tubs that we have. Like we'd have like little like in brackets that we could wheel in and then like kind of put curtains to like hide the backside and stuff. Um, yeah, so those would be my big things: is something to collect information, something to show everything that we can do, um, and then just something for them to leave with. And then
Yeah.
branding all over it as best as possible so that people recognize the brand.
Yeah. See, and I feel like that those are the types of things where like, okay, you get into it and you're like, what am I going to need? I need a banner. What do I need on the banner? What's the design on the banner? What is my offer? What am I going to have on the table? So you're going to show off SEMrush. Okay, what on SEMrush are you going to show? Whose laptop are you going to bring? How are you going to set that up? How are you going to make sure it's charged? Are you going to have cables, cords? So it's the logistics of all of those. And I think that's what gets lost in a lot of these big conventions. Especially, I mean, we're still not perfect at doing them when we do them, and we've been doing them for years, but we're getting better. Start planning a month ahead of time, figure out what you need, come up with a checklist of what you want. If you want a laptop, you need to figure out whose laptop it's going to be, what it's going to be showing, what the tabs are going to be, what businesses you're going to show up while you're there. The person who's doing the presenting and is going to sit at the booth needs to know what that laptop's going to say and do and what they're going to need to show off. Those pieces of paper with SEMrush data, if you want to print those off and have them ready to be shown off, you're going to want the person at the booth to know how to talk about all of those things and talk about those stats and the importance of them. And so it is like a lot of preparation in answering these questions. I think you can go into it with a half-cocked plan and it can work out. And I will say we've 100% done that. Like we go in with a half-cocked plan, we figure it out as we go along. But the
We've
more
done we've
energy
done a
that you put into
half-cocked
it before the
seminar
actual
before.
Oh gosh, get out of here. But if you go into it, the more well thought out your plan, the more likely it is to work out, you know?
Right. Yeah. All right. So, Cody, we've done the proper planning to go there. We've
Mhm.
gone there. We set up. We did the thing. Hey, we had a booth. We killed it. We got phone numbers. We got stuff. We're done, right? Nothing more that needs to happen. There's nothing else included. Or would you say that
100%
there's
you're
a
just
little bit
ready
of
to move
post
on.
or would you say that there's a little bit of post show work that kind of has to be done as well?
Yes, there's always a lot that you need to do after a show, and it's crazy. So like the energy of a show, and I get into a lot of energies. Personally, I'm a little bit spiritual, not very religious, but I like the energies. You go into a show and it's a massive whirlwind of prep. You are working at getting everything ready. You are working at making sure you're checking all of the boxes on everything that you need for that show. And then you're at the show and you're like, oh shit, I forgot five, six things. I need to get all these. I'm going to solve all these problems. And it is go, go, go from when you get into that show until you're done. It is setting up the booth, being at the booth, after you're done with the event, tearing down the booth, making sure everything that you have on it is set aside and locked up, then going out and doing more interactions, going to events, getting dinner with your boss to, talk about what happened for that whole event. You're going, 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 going. And then when you're done, you're so tired. You're like, okay, I'm flying back home on my red eye flight on a Thursday. I'm not getting home until the next day. I'm getting some work off. I get like, usually we take the day after the event off, PTO for, and all of that. But it never really ends up being PTO because reaching out starts immediately.
Yeah.
Um, the event, like for Affiliate Summit, if the event goes Tuesday and Wednesday, I have emails in my inbox from people I've talked to Wednesday night. And they're like, hey, let's set up a call for tomorrow to go over this. And I will say that a lot of people are very much like, we just had this event. Let's set up a call for Monday because it's
Yeah.
a very human thing.
But you do
Um,
get some of those grind set people where it's like, no, if we waste a day, that's a wasted day, you know? Like,
well, and it's worth noting every day that goes between you contacting that person,
is a
the
day.
less,
That's good.
much less likely they are to respond.
Yes.
If they gave you your card on Tuesday, email them Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like you're at the event, they give you your card, you're like, we can do business. If you know that this could be money for you, email them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just reaching out. I know we're still at the event. Just wanted to get you my contact information. Here's my calendar. Love for you to schedule whenever you're free next week.
Yeah. If you need a day gap, don't don't take a day gap and then schedule something. Try
Mhm.
and like schedule it before that day gap and just have it scheduled for after that day. Like
Yeah.
if you want to take Tuesday off, don't be like, okay, I'm going to contact Billy on Wednesday and schedule something then. Be like, okay, well, I'm going to schedule it on Monday, or on Monday, I'm going to contact him and schedule
Mhm.
it for Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. You wanna definitely be on top of it. You definitely want to get those contacts out immediately. And that is the one biggest detriment I've noticed from shows is if you're not reaching out immediately, those contacts are lost. Marketing moves quickly, affiliates move very quickly. And so if you lose that lead, if they forget who you are, they can't associate your name, address, whatever, like email, name, picture, whatever it might be associated in your email that you send them, if they can't associate that with you, all of that goodwill you built up is gone. And that's a big issue. That's a
Yeah.
big hurdle to try to overcome. And so you want to strike while the iron's hot, strike while the iron's fresh, hit them with that memory before they've moved on and they're like, oh crap, I'm actually in the middle of setting up this other deal. I don't have the time to
Is
do this.
Do you have any way of kind of keeping your like so you could go to a conference and you may meet 20 new potential new clients, maybe 20 plus, a lot
Mhm.
that kind of becomes a lot to keep kind of organized. Do you have any tips or tricks that you do to kind of better remember each person and organize like all the different contacts that you've made?
Yeah. So personally, what I've tried to do, and I did this for the final affiliate summit event that I went to, and I haven't been in about a year and a half since moving over to the agency side and working as an agency. And I did not do this for Contact.io because it was a very different event. But if you're going to be at a trade show, I 100% suggest that you create an Excel sheet. Uh, Take a picture of every single business card and upload it to an image sharer and include it on your spreadsheet. Like literally just boom, there as a link. And then name, email, phone, and then what you talked about. If you can keep a notes doc with all of that together on your phone during the event, if you can keep that Excel sheet on your phone so that you can upload it and do everything right after that conversation, do it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to forget. You need to be able to reference.
I've heard that advice of taking pictures of business cards from so many people. Like it's the best way to make sure you're gonna have it, because like you can lose a business card easily. You can lose your phone easily, but the thing is like most of the time nowadays you can just back up your phone and then you have it, you know. So that's the best way to keep it there. It's the best way to keep it in mind and fresh.
Yeah.
Cody, we're hitting.
And I mean,
go ahead.
yes. Oh, I could talk about trade shows for forever, man.
I know you could, but we're hitting the final 4 minutes here. I just had a few more really quick questions that I wanted to ask you, kind of like a little, I don't know, lightning round.
I'm like scrolling the notes. It's
I've been
from 54 to 57.
I've been, I know. I've been seeing you highlight that. I saw you highlight something earlier that I skipped to.
Oh, are you watching? That is just me clicking around as I'm like talking. So I've got like that ADHD. For everyone behind the screen, we're in the final couple minutes here. This is some extra. I've been like noticing that I move a lot and I move away from my camera, I move my head, and I like touch my whatever. It's a very common thing.
Yeah,
and so I've been trying to be
me doing this. I'd be doing this, touching my face, touching the left side of my beard the entire time, turning, getting my good side on camera. No, Cody, for the past like 3 or 4 weeks, I think it's potentially been the entire time we've been doing these notes, I have seen you like highlight things, and I've always thought you were like, hey, talk about this, like talk about that.
No, dude, that is my ADHD. Is like I'm just sitting here listening,
but it's perfectly fine because I've mostly ignored it every time.
Okay, well now I'm a little offended.
Lightning round,
but also please. Good.
Cody, so, real quick,
hit me.
One session every marketer should attend.
One session every marketer should attend?
Well, that's what it says on this. I saw you highlighting it. That's why that was the first question.
Yeah. You should attend sessions for what is pertinent to you. If you are a Dungeons and Dragons DM who's trying to monetize your stuff, go out to a Renaissance fair and attend some session. No, if you're a marketer and you're going to Affiliate Summit West, go out to the booths. Don't get a booth yourself. Go talk to people. The tickets themselves are really expensive, but the opportunity to talk to all those marketers and attend some after parties and actually attend the after parties, talk to the people, and it's great opportunities. Like it really is an opportunity to get out there. If you're going to an event, convention like Contact.io or MozCon, you can usually find some very specific sessions for what you're looking for. So as a small business marketing agency account manager, I am looking for small business tips, Google business profile tips, tools and guides and softwares that I could use to better help and assist my clients, new things having to do with AI that would be beneficial or might impact my clients. Those are the things that I'm keeping an eye out for. And so I go into it with the mindset of what would be most beneficial for me right now? What do I need to know in order to prepare myself for the future? I talk about continuing education a lot, and I think that's really important. So constantly better yourself.
This is a very long lightning round answer.
Okay.
So you've been to 3 different cities for different conferences, correct? You said
yes.
You've been out in Seattle, you've been in New York, you've been in Vegas. Is there anywhere else?
Yeah. Those are the main 3.
Those are the main 3. Which one do you think is the best place to have a conference in? Not which
probably
the best location.
Probably Vegas. I loved New York. New York was really, really, really busy and really difficult to get into. Yeah. So it was kind of all on top of each other. I like New York as a city. I like New York better than Vegas as a city, in all honesty.
Yeah,
But Vegas for a couple of days for the event is nice. Vegas
fair
is
enough.
super cool.
Perfect. All right, and final one I'm going to ask before we get out of here. This is the most important one. I see you highlighting things. Again, I don't know if you're playing around, if you're just being anxious. This is the most
No, I'm just
important
having
one.
fun now.
This is what everyone wants to know. What is the best swag you've ever gotten at an event?
I got a bright blue T-shirt with a chicken on it. It was glorious. It was. I mean, I'm not usually one for T-shirts. I'm not usually one for anything. But this was like bright blue
What does that even mean?
absurdism.
What does that even mean? I'm not normally one.
Well,
for
okay, if you're gonna get Chotskis at a show and you're gonna give me a branded T-shirt, chances are it's not the nicest. It's probably gonna be cheap. It's probably gonna be whatever. This was like a really nicely made T-shirt, and it had like, it was like one of those like comedy sayings on the front and comedy sayings on the back. Like it had a nice design. It had their logo, which was like a chicken head on it, and so I was kind of here for it. I did also get stress balls. There's a company called Launch Potato, and the whole reason I remember their name, Launch Potato, purely because they handed out stress balls in the shape of potato that said Launch Potato on them, and I'm like, that's genius. Your Launch Potato.
We should
I
steal a
remember 'em.
page from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and show up
Yeah.
with hard-boiled eggs, or not hard. They weren't hard-boiled eggs. They were just eggs that were painted as in like to be sold as stress balls, but they were like. He's like, it's a jumping off point. It's just like a joke, and it's like you go to squeeze it. It's just an egg.
That is awful. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. You'd get someone at Affiliate Summit with that, and they would
They'd
probably
be
deck
pissed.
you.
They'd probably be pretty
They'd
pissed.
be really upset. But hey, thanks so much, Jordan. I appreciate that you had all this kind of prepared. I know that you haven't got a chance to attend these events. I'm hopeful that you get to attend them sometime soon. I think you'd have a lot of fun, in all honesty. I mean, they're stressful, but like,
Yeah.
do you think it would be fun, or do you think it would be?
Well, you know me. I'm a play
what?
first, work second kind of guy, which isn't the vibe that you really should have at a work convention. But
Might make things a little difficult.
that being said, like I've gotten a lot better at what's it called, like compartmentalizing my like stress over like work stuff like that to be able to like just have the fun first and like still do the work, but like I would be able to have fun before I let the work stress me out, I think.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, when you're in those situations, you got to let the work. I mean, you got to do the work,
Yeah.
but you can only do so much work while you're in the situation.
Yeah,
Regardless.
and like and some of the work could be fun, you know.
Exactly, and some of the work is a lot of fun, like interacting with all of the freaking crocodile people. Hell yeah, I'm here for that.
Me showing up with 2 crocodiles, that's going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, if you can figure out logistically how to get 2 crocodiles to Vegas, man, more power to you. I'm kind of here for it.
Hell yeah.
But hey, guys, thanks so
You're gonna
much
be
for
like-
joining Jordan and I on this episode of the Joey Matterhorn live show, or Lunch with the Boys.
Jordan hasn't done work for 2 weeks. All of his hours have been spent trying to figure out how to get a crocodile to Las Vegas.
for the event. It's for Affiliate Summit, man. But hey, we will be live tomorrow at 12 noon on the Good Rep Media channel. As we always say, if you are a small business owner, if you are a marketer, if you are interested in chatting with me about your small business, I would love to spend some time talking with you. Love to take a look. I provide free audit services. We will look at your website, we'll look at your online presence, and you'll leave the call with a couple of things that you could definitely change up to hopefully help you with your online presence. But that's all from me, Jordan. Any final words on your side?
You get those magic cards you wanted?
I did, actually. I completed my pre-order. I was super worried. Well, one last tangent. The new Magic the Gathering Secret Lair went live at noon today. I wanted to get in and get a pre-order. So did we. But thanks for joining us, guys. We will see you tomorrow. You got to press the button.
Yeah, I know.